Nick at the West.
And an extraordinary performer. Sammy's going to be performing at Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, June 13th through the 17th. June 26th through the 29th, he'll be at Pine Knob, Michigan, and July 16th through the 22nd. He's at Oakdale and Wallingford, Connecticut. Would you welcome, please, Sammy Davis, Jr.
Yeah, George. From a chorus line. I'm watching Cisco pitter-pat. Said I can do that. I can do that. Knew every step right off the bat. Said I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Hey, one morning Sis won't go to her dance class. I grabbed her shoes and tights and all, but my foot's too small, so I stuffed her shoes with extra socks. Ran 7 blocks in nothing flat. Hell, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. One morning, Sis won't go to her dance class. I grabbed her shoes and tights and all, but my foot's too small, but I went to class and had it made. And there I stayed for the rest of my life, all thanks to Sis, now married and fat. If she can do this, that I can do. Yeah, I can do that. If a stair can do this, then I can do that.
Can I do one more? Oh, go.
Thank you. Thank you. You're beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you, Legs. I have to warn them early in the morning. We gonna dance tonight. We would like to do a song from an old album that we did with Buddy Rich. This was arranged by my man, Mr. George Rhodes, who's over there, and it gives the band a chance to cook, and it's a great number. George, if you will. Hear my voice where you are. Take a train, steal a car, hop a freight, grab a star, come back to me. Catch a plane, catch a breeze on your hands or your knees. Swim or fly, only please come back to me. On a mule in a jet, with your hair in a net or a towel wringing wet, I don't care, this is where you should be. From the hills, from the shore, ride that wind to my door. Turn the highway to dust, break the law if you must. Move the world, only just come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. Yeah, go ahead, babe. Go ahead, George. come back to me, come back to me. Bring it on back, bring it on back, bring it on back. Come on back, come on back, 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 back to me. Don't let me have to come and get you now, because you might as well give it up, and I'm gonna come and get it anyway. Come on back, come on back, come on back, come on back.
Heavy artillery tonight, huh? Heavy artillery. Feet don't desert me now. You're moving again.
Moving again.
That's it. Let me get this out of the way. We'll be right back. Stay where you are. Ba, ba, ba. I got to show you the cover of Jet magazine for May 24th. Look at this. And a new role. I know you do this anyway as a hobby. I don't know whether the rest of the people do. The man is cooking.
Yeah.
That's a big thing with you. You
Yes,
started this last few years, really. Didn't you get into this?
Yes, I started it, and for therapeutic reasons, and I've never had such joy in my life. I really haven't. I get into that kitchen before a show, prepare a dinner, or after the show, and we have those occasional days off.
Yeah.
We're on the road. And I must say, the people have been so supportive, all my family that travels
Right.
on the road, and of course, naturally,
And you take all your stuff with you, don't you? The cooking
I take
utensils and...
5 footlockers worth of cooking utensils, all my dry goods, my little pots and pans, for my mincing and dicing.
Well, you got to dice occasionally, yeah. Man's got to dice to stay alive. What's your specialty?
Basic foods, you know. I love roast and short ribs of beef. I'm very heavy into Italian cooking. You know, I love that. I love Italian cooking because most of the, during the years of the early days back east, when you worked the joints, you went into the kitchen and, you know, and you learned how do you make the sauce? How do you make chicken cacciatore? How do you make ravioli? Well, hey, can you really do that?
Now, do you work from recipes, or you do...
Well, I used to work from recipes, and I still do. But it's now a pinch of this and throw that in.
What is a pinch exactly? I never quite understood that.
Whatever these little 3 fingers will
That's a
hold.
pinch.
That's a pinch, you know, because our mothers and, you know, and fathers who cooked, they never had measuring cups and none of that, but it always had a consistency of taste.
Yeah.
You know, and that...
Put a dab.
Yeah, just a dab, a pinch. Just a little smidgen, a soup sum, as they say. A little soup sum.
Now, let me ask you this. Who cleans up after all of this? See, a lot of people like to cook, but they don't like...
What was the question?
I don't like, you know, all those pots and pans sticking around. Question was, who cleans? Who takes care of the kitchen now? Altavis,
No, Alby's... No, she don't take care of the kitchen. And I usually bring in friends.
Friends to help clean up.
I figure you eat, you clean up. You know, I cook it, you eat it, clean it up. Incidentally, when the man was out here before with the animals, and he went into his pocket and he was explaining things to you, which I thought was marvelous, and he's absolutely right. What you've done for animals. I mean, in terms of you put them on the show and you play with them. I don't know how you do it, but I've got something for you.
Oh, come on now.
No. I have something for you that I'd just like to explain. This is a knife.
That beat 4 aces, too.
Right. And if you bring one of them animals out here when I'm sitting here, you will get cut.
One of the guys playing poker, he said, what do you got? 4 aces. He said, what do you got? He says, 2 sevens and a knife. Well, you're the winner. Yeah. Nobody explained it to me.
I got to tell you one other thing, if I may, before you go. You know how good things keep happening to guys like ourselves who are lucky? I was with Ed and his charming wife up in the Springs at Frank's house.
Right.
I get a call of...
Frank who?
Sinatra. I'm sorry, I shouldn't... He's absolutely right. I shouldn't have done that. I was at Mr. and Mrs. Sinatra's home.
I was just putting you on.
No,
but
the audience is...
talking about.
You know, they're right. I got a call. There's a possibility... Now, this is the height to me. From 10 years ago, where you know where I was coming from 10 years ago.
Oh, do I ever?
I am up for a Disney picture.
Now, if that don't give, I'll give Pat Boone a worry, boy.
10 years?
In 10 years, I done went from you gonna bring who to this party to Mr. Clean, man. To be even considered.
I remember you 10 years ago. You could have played one of the animals in the Disney picture. Remember those nights? Wow. So you're gonna go over and work on Mickey Mouse Lane, and that's all the.
But imagine, just to be up for one, to be considered for a Disney picture is really, because it's all family stuff, you know that, and just to be considered for a lead in one of the pictures.
What a switch. To think 10 years going to do a Disney picture.
If someone had told me that, I'd have never believed it, but I had to mention it because I'm so just thrilled. If I don't get if anyone's from Disney watching, if I don't get it, I won't be upset, but you've already given me my thrill by just considering me.
Give me give me the plot here. I know this is another thing you do when you're on the road. You watch soap operas. Yeah. All of us who are travel sometimes have to kill some time. Give me the plot of any soap opera that's going on. We only have time for one.
Okay. Well, if you watch, One Life to Live.
One Life to Live. What's happening?
General Hospital and All My Children. Okay, then you know where One Life to Live is. They caught the crazy guy who was producing Pat's show. And they caught him today, as a matter of fact, and they put him away to the funny farm. Al Freeman was standing outside of the door with the gun, and the two girls were in a trauma, and suddenly Samantha came back with just a little thing on her head here. On General Hospital, for instance, the two lovers from years ago finally got back together, and they had a marvelous liaison, and then a traumatic thing happened, and the husband and the wife went back to their original spouses because of an emotional upheaval, and now I'm sitting there because tomorrow, see, the thing that they do,
they hang you at the end of the day.
Hook you
right
on Friday. And to all of you ladies who are like myself, who watch soaps, how you get through Saturday and Sunday, I'll never know.
You know this, don't you? We'll be right back to General Hospital in a moment. Don't go away. Yeah, you look gorgeous tonight.
Thank you.
Soap operas. Now, Dallas is not a soap opera, but it's an episodic thing.
Where people
get caught up in it.
It's a primetime soap.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a primetime soap.
I love the show.
Isn't it great?
And I love Larry and everybody on the show. You are just beautiful, and how you get in and out of these things, I don't know. Excuse me, John.
No, go ahead. Girl can only talk that way. I mean, do people really, I know on the daytime, they become so involved. Now that you brought it up, you can tell me privately. I won't tell anybody. But I gotta know before you leave tonight.
Next season, they've written in a milkman.
Well, then you got the milkman, the father, and the brother-in-law.
No.
The kids that do the soaps, I guess on the West Coast, I don't know many of them, but Al Freeman, and when Mark Rydell was doing a soap opera and he played a heavy, right? Women would come up to him in the street. This is before he became a director.
And get nasty, I mean?
And slap him. How dare you do that to Elizabeth? And just hit him.
Oh,
poor guy's making a living.
Oh, it's amazing, but I love it.
Yeah,
I just love it, and people fine.
We talked about it a few months ago, that in the midst of, thank the good Lord, all of the nice things that happened in the Vegas and the Tahoes and Harrah's and whatever, Caesars, and in the round, I had to get away from it, and I had to do 16 weeks of a legitimate theater thing. So
just to change the pace of your life.
Just to change my pace. In certain areas, it was the hardest work I've ever done in my life, but it meant consistency, it meant dedication, rededication to legitimate theater, because you couldn't stop the band in the middle and go, George, I think we won't do that song, we'll do this. And it got me back into it, and when I came back to clubs, it was more fun than ever.
Yeah, I'm thinking of becoming a shepherd, just to break it up and have a little flock for a while and shear my sheep and sell the wool and then...
There must be another way. On my hiatus, I did that. I just shook myself up again. On my hiatus.
Yes, you did. You got married.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, people know that, don't they? That may not be a revelation.
I've been married once.
When you're counting the days, the marriage either has to be great or terrible.
Oh, it's great.
Okay. I figured it
Oh, I
was.
think it's grossly underrated marriage.
We've known each other, and she
Yeah.
knows Al, too. I've never seen
Isn't that true?
Thank you.
We're coming right back. Don't go away. Thank you, Victoria, for coming here tonight. Because I know you're not feeling
Oh, I enjoyed it so
super,
much.
but you're just so
Stan.
gorgeous, and I hope you have a real happy marriage.
It is. It's
Yeah.
going to be.
Sam, you're heading for Valley Forge,
Valley Forge, we got
Pennsylvania.
a couple of dates to do back east, but
Pine Knob,
one of the
Detroit.
most important is we got a benefit on the 10th next month. My kids are graduating. My son and my daughter graduate in June. And I would just like to, as I always do, but I'd like to just extend my thank you to the gentlemen of Doc's Orchestra and to George Rhodes and all my guys for doing such a marvelous...
On NBC Nightly News, Part 2 of Crime in America.
And that would occur only... It's the Rhythm of Life Tabernacle. It started out as a jazz group in San Francisco, and it turned into a religion.